Hi YouTube, Tiffany here. I posted a few weeks ago about some frustrations with my pre-op process, but I've since had a doctor's visit, so I thought I would update you. Mainly this video is going to talk about being in denial, reasons I hate being fat, and just update as far as my procedure. I will apologize ahead of time. Last week after my doctor's appointment, I tried to do this video several times. I want to say 3 or 4 times. Inevitably, something went wrong. Tonight, it's 8 o'clock Central Time. My daughter may or may not be coming in the door. Can't ever tell. Also, I have 2 of the cutest little inside dogs you've ever seen, but they were begging to go outside, so I got up off the floor, and any of you that are still pre-op and heavy know it's a struggle to get all this off the floor. So I go let them outside. They go out there, bark. I guess the neighbors went inside. They're bored. Now they're scratching at the door for me to let them in. Excuse me. So you may hear that in the background. So anyway, we'll get to it. I am pre-op VSG. I am going to get the vertical sleeve gastrectomy. I am 5'5". I'm 37 years old. I do have PCOS, probably one of the larger contributing factors, and my starting weight was 2, and I think I said it wrong in one of my first videos. When I finally went to my first doctor's appointment, I was 294.6. Last week I was, I don't remember the weight. See, after I had lost 6.1 pounds, I think, since my previous visit. So as of last week, I was down 11 pounds total. Those of you that are wondering, and if you haven't seen the other videos, I do have TRICARE insurance. My husband's in the military. He is actually in the reserve unit, so I have active reserve. It does require 3 months history. I actually just had my 3rd appointment, but that appointment would have been what they told me is the beginning of my 3rd month. Instead of counting and being able to submit it, I have to wait 1 more visit. So I go back November 15th, so I'm less than a month, and hopefully at that point we'll be able to submit for insurance. One of the things I've vented about, being frustrated about in the last video, is that they are saying that my insurance requires a 5-year wait history. I am a pre-certification nurse for a different insurance company. We don't require that. I went and found my insurance company's clinical documentation, and it does not say that they require that, but that's how the insurance coordinator is reading it, and apparently I guess maybe they've had somebody in the past. I did contact my insurance company. They don't seem to need it, but anyway, just frustrated because I'm having trouble getting it. Anyway, long story short, I did finally get paperwork from one of my doctors to request the clinical information they have for me in regards to that, so I'm hoping I get it back before my next appointment. You just don't ever know, and I'm hoping it also doesn't cost a fortune, because since they asked that I request it instead of them requesting, then I have to pay for it. So anyway, another thing, TRICARE does not cover any of these weight management visits I go to, so I am having to pay out of pocket for that part of it. So yeah, I guess that's basically it. You know, I'm feeling a little less frustrated. You know, they said that we will submit after this next visit, so I'm looking forward to that. So like I said, that's on November 15th, so fingers crossed. I'm hoping, you know, to maybe hear something before Thanksgiving. If I could get it approved before Thanksgiving, I really would like, and I know I really can't pick, but like somewhere the maybe December 9th, which that's a Friday, so I don't even know if they do that. So somewhere the end of the first week to December to anywhere that beginning of December 12th going forward, I would love for my surgery date to be that week. And I'm sorry, I'm going to pause because my dogs keep scratching at the door, and I'm afraid that it's not going to get any better. Just a second, be right back. So that took a lot out of me to get up and go let them in, but I did, and I'm back, and now they want to be right here beside me. Go lay down, buddy. Go lay down. So anyway, that's really it as far as my insurance and the aggravation I was having towards that. My doctor said she was really proud of my weight loss. Like I said, I've lost 11 total and 6.1, I think, from 1 month to another. Honestly, probably like that first week, so y'all tell me if I'm the only one that does this. To be honest, like after I go to my appointments, I don't know why. I have no idea. That first week, I am just off the chain. Like seriously, I mean, I wouldn't say I eat horrible, but it's like I just have no drive, maybe. Like the first day, like I feel really good, and then after that, not so much. Well, this time in particular, I had a group of ladies come over to my house on Saturday night, and I had planned, I'd had shakes and that sort of thing all day, and you know, I knew that that night would be a cheat meal. Well, of course, that night, sorry, my dogs are just everywhere. Go lay down, sweet girl, lay down. Go lay down. I knew that, you know, it'd be my cheat night. We were having breakfast because with my name being Tiffany, they decided it'd be a cute idea to have breakfast at Tiffany's, which we did. So really the food wasn't that bad. But for whatever reason, like when I got up Sunday, y'all, I mean, I didn't stick to my diet. I have been in so good, but I don't know, it's just like, I feel maybe it's just too early, and I'd said this on Instagram. I just feel like it's too early to really have cheat. I'm not mentally and emotionally prepared for it, because it's like I have one cheat meal and it's ridiculous. Like I just keep going. And yesterday I didn't eat great. Today, I mean, I did okay, but I just feel hungry all day long. And that's what they were saying, you know, my dietitian and my doctor said, you know, try to add in more protein in the afternoons, try to add in more vegetables. I'm definitely not doing enough vegetables. So, and I'll admit that's not something I've done this last couple of days. I haven't been to the grocery store since my doctor's appointment, so I basically have just been working off what I've already had. So I haven't increased my protein or vegetables for the afternoon. So that's probably why I'm hungry, but pretty much from the time I get up to the time I go to bed, I am hungry. I will tell you that my drinking has gotten much better. I was one that just, I don't know if I'm the only one, but I honestly just don't like water. It's not, and people are like, water doesn't have a taste. Yes, it does. Everybody's palate's different. Everybody's taste buds are different. To me, water tastes funny. Like, I just don't like it. I have gotten to where I can drink Ozarka, and I like it room temperature. Actually, the only time I really like water with ice, if I were to come to your house and you didn't have bottled water, I would want it ice cold in a glass with a straw. That's it. But if it's going to be out of a bottle, I prefer it room temperature. But I have been trying to drink more water. See my cute little Coast Guard cup. And I'm sorry, Made Up Mama, I have to tell you that ever since the video with your husband where he did this, like, I want to do this like every video now, even though I don't really have to, but I don't know why. That was so funny. But anyway, if y'all don't follow Made Up Mama, she's great. She actually hasn't, as of yesterday, she hadn't posted in about a week, but I remember her saying she was going on vacation, but just saying. But anyway, my water intake's been much, much better. I feel like that, and my hormones probably is starting to balance out. I had a real bad cycle for about 4 months. Side effect of PCOS. I actually ended up getting the Mirena inserted because I knew I need to have birth control for this procedure. I still have had some spotting after that, but between drinking more and the Mirena, like, finally, I feel like my feet have stopped swelling. Like, they had been to the point they were swelling and I was just miserable. But anyway, so I guess that's enough about that. So the next thing I wanted to talk about, and this is kind of goes back to, no. Hold on, let me put the dogs away. Sorry about that. So this kind of goes back to one of my first videos, but there are a few things I've thought about today that I want to add to why I hate being, and I'm not even going to say overweight. Like, I'm fat, morbidly obese, blah, blah, blah. Like, name it, that's what I am. But one thing, like, I really miss is being able to comfortably put on my socks and shoes. I can't really bend my left leg up to the point where like I can get it up to me. I definitely can't pull my knees up to my chest, no. So I kind of have to like do this spread eagle thing to get my socks and shoes on, or I have to bend down really low. And a lot of times what I do is I kind of have to get my sock on, get my shoe on, and then I usually have to stand up and bend over to tie my shoes. That's something I miss doing, and I'm going to kind of push the table back because, you know, really, you know, you have to look at angles. At this angle, I mean, I look overweight, but I mean, I don't know, I'm just really top heavy and have a lot of back, like just all together, like I'm pretty big. But anyway, I'm going to push this back a little bit because I just want you to see my upper area. So as you can see, just with sitting down, this is, and you know, I really need a better bra. This one's really worn out, but anyway, so yes, I just did this on YouTube, but you see I'm pretty top heavy, so just bending over is an issue. So that's why putting on shoes and stuff is such an issue. Another thing, and I'm already in the shirt that I sleep in, this is what I call one of my fat girl t-shirts, and I've worn it so much that it's worn out, so now I use it as a sleep shirt. When I've lost weight before, I wanted to wear cute PJs. Right now, I just want to be comfortable. With all of this, I can't wear tanks because, whoo, you get the picture. But anyway, another thing I hate is tonight we went and ate for my nephew's birthday party. And people always pick on me about getting food on my shirt. And they really don't realize, but it's actually very embarrassing and like emotionally, like I get really, really upset at myself. And, you know, on the outside, look at me, I got something on my shirt, but on the inside, I just want to cry. And, you know, people laugh and pick, and they're like, oh, you know, wear a bib, wear this. And there are times where I'll put something over me, but then people kind of laugh about that too. So it's like, I just want to be able to eat comfortably. And the problem is, and I'll scoot this back, like tonight, we were sitting at the table, so like there was a wall right behind me, and I couldn't really get any further back, so the table's here. Well, if I am to lean over my plate, where do you think this is my plate? This is what happens if I lean over, if I'm too close to the table. So the only way I'm really able to lean over my plate is I have to back my chair up and then lean over so that my boobs can go, you know, between the table and my plate. So I have to bend down this way. Well, when there's no room, depending on, you know, if you're in, especially if you're in a booth or like a really tight area like we were tonight, you can't do that. And I was so embarrassed because all I had on tonight was a t-shirt, and but I mean, I actually took my time, and you can't tell, I don't really wear a lot of makeup, but I put a little bit of makeup on, and I had my jewelry on and my bracelets, and I just had a t-shirt, and I had see, one of my dogs right here. But I had you know, I just felt good. But then the whole rest of the night, as we walked out, like I held my purse here or the to-go box here, because it's like I don't want people to see it. And you know, my family just kind of joking, and they mean nothing by it, but they also don't realize how emotionally it affects me. So anyway, so those are a couple of things. Oh, this is another thing. We have season tickets to one of the local colleges here, University of Mississippi, and we go to the football games, the home games. Well, a lot of people dress pretty cute, but honestly, other than t-shirt and capri pants, I don't wear shorts. It's too hot for blue jeans. There's nothing I can wear. Well, we will have to walk so much because if you've been to a college game, you know how, you know, you have to get shuttled in and that sort of thing, and they don't usually drop you right where you go. And even just walking in the stadium is a lot. So I really can't wear flip-flops, not to mention my feet are horrendous and I need a pedicure. That's a whole nother story for another day. But so I've tried a couple different kind of shoes that are comfortable, and I've gotten blisters. So I don't know, there's been a lot of things like that this year that my weight has really affected. It's really nothing different than usual. It's just maybe stuff that I'd forgotten before, but those things I will be very happy to get rid of. So so the last thing I want to talk about is denial. And this might be something that we face now. We've faced it previously. We'll face in the future. But something I have noticed, right now I'm at my biggest still. Well, I guess actually I'm not at my biggest because I've lost 11 pounds. But when I started this journey, I was at my biggest ever. And one thing is, when I used to watch like Biggest Loser, I'll use that for example because it's, you know, I mean this no offense. This has nothing to do with anybody. I put that disclaimer. It is nothing anybody has done. I'm not judging. Look at me. I'm not judging. But it's mental. Because I would watch Biggest Loser or watch people on YouTube or watch people on Instagram say, and I'll say my number because that's what I know. You know, my starting, weight right now, I'm at my heaviest, I'm 295 pounds. And I don't know if anybody else has done this, but I've caught myself going, 295? There's not, I mean, she weighs the same weight as I do, or he weighs the same as I do. There's no way that I look like that. Denial. Because, proof and point, I can see a picture of myself and I'm like, I cannot believe that's me. At this function last Saturday, I'm not going to post it. I will do a video of nothing but before pictures prior to my surgery. But there's this picture of me, and I was like, please don't put that on Facebook. And thankfully they didn't. But it was horrible. But I look like 295 pounds. But yeah, I see people say, well, I'm 304. And I'm like, 300, wow. I weighed 294.6. That's only 8 pounds difference. It's not like it's tons of difference. It's 8 pounds. So I just think we just get such in denial about how we look. And which brings me to the point of, you can see yourself in different ways. Because when I looked tonight in the mirror when I was getting dressed, I was like, okay, yeah, I look good. This is acceptable. And then I had on all my makeup, and then I get out and about, and then nobody even notices. Nobody even says, oh, you put on more makeup today, or you wear jewelry. And sometimes I feel like when I was smaller, people would notice that more, whereas now it's like they don't really. I don't know, it's weird. But I can also look in the mirror myself, and I'm like, 1 minute I'm like, oh, I look pretty good, but then I can catch a glimpse in like another mirror that maybe is not as flattering, and I'm like, whoa, I don't look so good. And I think that's something we're going to struggle with through this whole process. I think, one thing to remember is people's bodies are different. The way I carry my weight might not be the way you carry your weight. So you might be 294.6, and, depending on your height and your build and how you carry your weight, you actually might look more like you're 275, and you don't look like you're my size. So I think we just have to all remember from day one of this journey until forevermore that we just aren't going to be able to compare ourselves to other people, because what I look like at this weight is not what you're going to look like. And if I ever make it to my goal weight, which I've said is 150, I might get at 175 and be like, no, I'm not going any further. This is too much. 175 for me might look great, whereas 175 for someone else might still look overweight, and vice versa. 150 for me might make me look anorexic, or 150 might look great, but it'll be opposite for somebody else. So I just think that we have to work on the denial and just be accountable to ourselves, and just start working on that, and just try not to be in denial about it, but also remember not to compare yourself to people. So anyway, so in tradition of my last two videos, or last one video, I can't remember, one or two. So I have two corny jokes. The first one is, what do cats eat for breakfast? Mice Krispies. And the last one is, what does a nosy pepper do? It gets jalapeno business. So anyway, those are my two corny jokes. The only food tip I have is, if you don't like cottage cheese, I haven't tried this, but my dietitian says if you mix it in with your whatever Greek yogurt whips or whatever you have, that it actually helps the flavor. So that is something I'll try this week and see how it works, and I will let you know. If y'all tried it, or anybody else has any cottage cheese tips, just leave a comment below. Hope you all have a great day. Be blessed. Talk to you soon. Bye.